Hello. I just wanted to have a conversation or speak my thoughts on everything that's happening, especially surrounding Colin Kaepernick. I have some, I have two sets of white friends. White friends that I knew from childhood and white friends that I have come to know as an adult. They're completely different in their thought process. But I want to share something with my white friends from Derby because I don't think they understand the real world, period, or the real world from a black perspective. My dad was in the Air Force, so we lived on a lot of different bases. We moved to Kansas in 1971, lived in Oaklawn, mainly white people, a few black families, and a hint of Hispanics, and maybe 2% Asian. So, but because we were kids, they weren't, prejudice, racism wasn't rampant. Go to junior high, yes, experienced racism, got called the N-word a few times. We moved to California. I learned a whole lot about being black, being around black people, and it was life altering for me because just seeing my own people in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds was just amazing to me because honestly, I didn't know that the world had that many black people in it because I had been so sheltered. And so then we moved back to back to Derby, rather. And I'm back in the quote unquote white world. And my brothers have to experience racism many occasions. I hadn't until I decided to date a white man. My eyes were thoroughly opened to the crap that went on in Derby. Period. He was called a nigger lover regularly. It was painted on his truck. It was painted on his place of living. I had received threatening phone calls. He received threatening phone calls. I went to help him look for an apartment, and we were told we couldn't come in because I was with him. One day I went to his job to go to lunch with him, and I could hear his boss in the back yelling, "Get her off the site. We don't allow niggers here on our property. We don't do business with niggers." And I was just flabbergasted. Well, needless to say, that relationship didn't last because he couldn't handle the backlash. Period. I moved to California, got married, moved overseas, came back to Kansas, and thought, I can't live here. I can't bring my kids up in this. So I decided to move to California. I wanted my kids to see that the world has more to offer than Derby and its prejudice and racism. Period. So, packed up, moved to Anaheim, and really lived a relatively quiet life until my son became a teenager and started driving. And living in Orange County and him being a young black man, the two did not go hand in hand. He was harassed endlessly endlessly for no reason other than being black. And so when he turned 21, he moved out of Anaheim and moved to Long Beach, where there are many cultures there. And the atmosphere is completely different. It's like a whole new world. And so eventually I moved to Long Beach. And to be honest, unless I absolutely have to, I won't ever move back to Orange County. Period. But I say this to say to my white friends, unless you've lived my life and unless you've experienced the things that I've experienced, don't come at me with there's nothing happening and it doesn't happen and racism isn't alive and well, because it is. It is alive and well. But I challenge all of my white friends from my childhood. How many of you dated a black woman? How many, if you're not prejudiced or you're not racist, how many of you actually dated us black girls? I'd be curious to know.